the best beginner gear for your home gym, in my opinion. Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek. What I think is the best to get if you're on budget, say around $100. I've had some friends of mine come to me recently. They have no time to go to the gym anymore. A couple of them just had kids. People seem to be having babies this time of year. So I was thinking, well, what's your budget? Well, babies can be expensive. So I thought, well, maybe 100. And so that should be plenty to spend if you're, on a tight budget and you're no longer going to the gym. You don't have time for that, but you still want to get good workouts in. So that's kind of where I'm basing this at. Those in the future, if you have a higher budget. But if you're paying, $10, $20 for a gym membership at a global gym type place and, whatever, you'll make your money back just investing that in some really simple home gym equipment, especially if you don't really need the gym. You're not a power lifter. You're not a bodybuilder. You're just trying to stay in shape. And you just don't have time for the gym anymore, but you don't want to lose anything. I've been there. I was there when I lost all my weight and the gym's closed. I had to do something at Home Fitness. But to me, staying in shape, I don't really care. Fitness is fitness, and my goals can shift with needs. I've still to this day never bought a power rack. The Bull Bar 2.0 probably is close. It's about half the price of a higher end full rack or squat rack or whatever, power rack. But I've never got into that. I don't own a barbell. I do calisthenics, weighted calisthenics, sandbag training. Got me a kettlebell now, but I've been building this up over the course of 5 years. But if I only had $100, what would I get? Well, I would start with a pull-up bar. Even if you can't do pull-ups, get a pull-up bar. If you can do pull-ups, great, fantastic, get a pull-up bar. If you can't do pull-ups, still get a pull-up bar and get some resistance bands to help you do pull-ups. But if you're the type of person transitioning out of a gym into a home gym, you're probably in pretty decent shape, hopefully, so already where you can progress on your pull-ups. And so my suggestion for that is to either get a pull-up bar for the doorway or man up and drill some holes, or woman up if you're a woman watching this. Put some holes in your ceiling and put the ceiling mounts in there. I've talked about this all the time, even if you're renting, because all you have to do is, when you take them out, is get putty that's $5 at Home Depot and plug the holes in the ceiling, and it's fine. It looks just as you would if you. It's actually less work than you would if you're mounted. You're taking your TV mount off the wall at the place that you rent. You drill holes in the wall for your TV. Do it for your fitness in the ceiling. It works out great. So get some rings, some gym rings, because you can do so much with those. If you put the ceiling mounts in, you don't need to just hang them off a doorway pull-up bar, but you can still do pull-ups off of the ceiling mounts with the rings, and then you could do all kinds of suspension training exercises with a set of gym rings. And they have gym rings now to, even if you have to use the doorway pull-up bar to do your dips and stuff, you can only stay in the vertical plane, or that pull-up bar is going to come off the door if you try to do like suspension training exercises with the rings. So that's easier to do with the mounts. But a lot of these rings sets like Double Circle that I reviewed on this channel and some of their imitators, they have door anchors. So you can anchor your gym rings to the door and use it like a suspension trainer that way. So, those would be the first things I look into, is rings and either a doorway pull-up bar or ceiling mounts. And I recommend the ceiling mounts. The next thing I would get is split between either resistance bands or a sandbag that's inexpensive. Try to keep it under, because I have priced it. For around $100, you can get mounts or a doorway pull-up bar, a set of rings that are really good quality, and then you can get either an inexpensive sandbag, or you can get a set of resistance bands. And resistance bands, I think that they're good, and you can get good leg workouts with that. But if you just want something heavy, I think a sandbag is a good way to go. And a lot of them have been aping the best sandbag on the market, the 2XSR, which is out of the budget for the topic of this video. But they've kind of aped their style, and they have filler bags now that have the handles that you can use them for dumbbell or kettlebell type exercises. So that just opens up more possibility if you want to do that. But having a heavy sandbag is great for leg day, so you don't do body weight squats until you get bored with it because you have to increase the volume. So there you go. That's my recommendation. Go with a place to hang, whether it's a doorway pull-up bar or ceiling mounts. Get some rings, and then decide whether you want resistance bands or sandbags. So let me know what you would start with if you only had $100 and you wanted to stay in shape without spending a whole lot of money and you don't have the time to go to the gym. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I appreciate it. Just like I appreciate you watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.